Hi there, and welcome to Jay's Toy Collection UK live on a Thursday afternoon right here on YouTube. At least I think I am. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me and how are we doing. We are literally half an hour removed from a Hasbro Marvel Legends live stream, and some of it was pretty good. So we will see how the community is feeling this evening. As I say hello, make yourself known, and I will come say hello in the chat. But as you've seen these live streams before, what I'd like to do is go through the Hasbro live stream, literally react first impressions pretty much as soon as it's finished. Luckily, it starts literally the minute I finish work on a Thursday night. It's like 4 p.m. and it starts at 4 p.m. here in the UK. So I literally go from one laptop to the other and I can watch the actual Marvel live stream. But we were missing Ryan Ting, so shout out Ryan Ting. We didn't see him today. It was just Dan and White taking us through the toy reveals. But well, I'm not alone. I do have a co-host. I will bring him on in a second. You may have seen the thumbnail. He's in there. Cheeky Monkey has abandoned me for the evening. She hasn't quite left the house yet, so I did set a super chat goal for this evening. So you've got about 15 minutes to get one in there. One super chat unlocks Cheeky Monkey Kiara, and she will make a cameo appearance on the stream. So I say it's not This Week in Toys, so the streak's not on the line for the super chats, but anybody would like to support the channel, that would be much appreciated. And if you do it pretty soon, you will get an appearance from the better half. Cheeky Monkey Kiara will come and say hello. But yeah, it's rather warm, so it's still daylight here. You can see that I haven't blocked this window, so this window is not blocked, so we have daylight shine. This is what you see here. This is daylight. It's a very unusual concept for me, but it is shining on my face, so that is what you can see. I haven't put the pink lights on because you can't see them in the daytime. So I'm not alone. I will be joined, as I say, by my co-host in a few seconds. He is just limbering up in the back and getting ready. And I am buying some time, ladies and gentlemen, because we like to use our good friends at Toy Arc here for the image coverage, and they haven't updated it yet. So we haven't got the images. So we are going to do some classic buying some time until we can get you some nice HD images. But let's bring him in then. So without further ado, you've seen him before. He's now we'll call him the official co-host that is not my wife. It is Adam Batman Moran, unless he has decided to marry me.
Oh, I would. Blink of an eye, Jim. Blink of an eye. You know it.
Yeah,
and listen, if you want to see shiny with the sunlight, I'll give you some shiny in the sunlight here.
So, well, yeah. There we are. We got two. It's almost like you say, I'm the fat Dan Who, and he's the short rich M. So, talking of those gentlemen, you will see them later this evening, I am sure, around 8:15 here in the UK. So, in about 3 hours' time, they'll have all the images ready by that point. See, they're clever. You see, they wait a few hours to go on, so they'll have all the images ready, and they'll give you more coverage this evening as well of these Marvel Legends reveals. So let's come and say hello to the chat, I think is the first thing to do. StreamYard's decided to change itself a little, so they've moved my buttons. So let's see in the chat tonight. We've got a lot. We've got 26 with us at the moment. So hello to everybody. YouTube seems to be doing some community things, so I don't know what's going on, but I can see people with different ranking numbers within the chat. So hello to all the ranked people. I don't know how you're ranked or what you have to do to get a higher ranking, but you seem to have some. So I don't know what's going on there, but StreamYard doesn't show it. So who we got with us? We got Damien is here. Hello to Damien there. We've got started with a click Shelley. She's already gone for a lie down after all the announcements. Adam's here himself. Who else we got? Jeremy Curlow is with us. Even though he doesn't collect Marvel Legends, there is still into some of those reveals. Your boy's got toys. The 1 hour man. He is the Iron Man of action figure collecting. That's what we like to call Alexi now. He is here with us as well. Okay, we've got all the Americans in the building on this lunchtime, I suppose it is for our friends. It's just after 12 noon in the US. Dan Hayden is with us. Justin Collects is with us. Darth Sinster. Hello, just a new name, I do believe. Justin Collects has used his channel membership token. Make sure you KO that like button. So yes, please do smash that like button. Share the video if you will. The more people, we've already gone up 10 more viewers since I've been talking. 35 with us now. So do as Justin says and smash that like button. If you would like to become a channel member, I think we've got about 10 channel members at the moment. So if you'd like to become number 11, then I've got a little video for you here. So nice. He'll play it. Right. Yes, if anybody would like to become a channel member, feel free to do so. We got hashtag flip open the flap, which I believe is about $2.99. Show some support for the channel, and you get all the emojis in the chat. And then you've got the slightly higher tier, which is the wedding fund for behind the scenes videos and supporting the wedding. It's been about 4 years, I think, I've been engaged to Cheeky Monkey. So the wedding needs to happen at some point, but this idiot spends far too much on toys. So feel free to do that. And while I'm on the right screen, let's get Todd McFarlane here to remind you that Super Chats are live.
Hey everybody, Todd McFarlane here.
Letting you know that Super Chats are live. And there's no AI here. That is pure Todd McFarlane mixed with a bit of me. So yes, feel free. If you'd like to drop one, then feel free to drop one. So we were adjusting in the chat. Who else is here? Pixels and Plastic. Big Will, how are you doing? Big Will is with us. Tac Tac is here. Thank you to Tac Tac Toys. Mark did send me some footage from MCM over the weekend. So go back on the videos playlist and you will see some coverage from MCM thanks to Mark. As I went through some of the Marvel Legends that were on show and quite a lot of HasLabs. So you could have got yourself a HasLab at MCM. Wolfpack Toy Reviewers with us. Hello, Miguel. He's returned to YouTube recently. How are you doing? We've got some pink hand waving, so that must be Jamie. His traditional pink hand waving there. The monkeys are in there from Damien. The monkeys are dropping from Mr. Who. He's getting ready for his own stream. He is with us. Chadwick is here. Hello to Chadwick Myers. If Chadwick is a fan of the MCU stuff and possibly talking about an MCU Galactus, we will have to wait and see. Will they do some form of crowdfunding MCU Galactus? Displayed Once is here as well. Massive rankers. No, I know they could. Good thing I didn't say that with a slight accent. Rich is here, but I can pronounce that. Kevin BT is here as well. Flapuma is here. We've got so many names in the chat. Hello to everybody. Hello, and Tanner's dropped the channel membership token as well. It's the dynamic duo of Jay and Adam. So that makes me Del Boy Batman. That makes you Rodney as
Rodney as bloody Robin, aren't I?
It's the shortest Nicholas Lyndhurst you've ever seen. That is a very British Only Fools and Horses reference there for those that don't know. And we've got a super chat has been dropped. This is for the wedding fund, $4.99 from Justin Collects. So that means he has unlocked. He's done it within 15 minutes before she's left the house. I'm going to have to holler at Cheeky Monkey and hope she can hear me because she's going to have to make an appearance now on the live stream. So thank you for the $4.99, Justin. Let's play you the super chat thank you video while I shout at Cheeky Monkey.
Thank you for the super chat.
Is she coming? Did she hear me? We'll find out in a second. No movement at the door. Keep an eye on that door behind me. I have changed the door since you were last here. Posters have gone up on the door. So I used to have the Star Wars poster there, but now I've gone for these little A4 printouts of all the stuff that's represented within the collection room itself. So we've got a bit of a Mortal Kombat there from a Storm Collectibles. We've got all sorts of other stuff. Who else is here? Mikey Moonboots with us as well. Fire for the reveals from Mikey there. There were definitely some fire reveals. We will get to them. And I think we've covered everybody else. I think that's everybody in the chat. Cheeky Monkey. I'm going to have to hold her at it. Oh, she's coming. She's coming. I think she's coming. The door's moving. The door's moving. Oh, she's peeking.
Yes, dear.
Come in, dear. Justin has paid for your presents. He has completed the super chat goal, and you've had to turn up.
Wanting to get away with it. Hello, everyone. Hello.
She's here.
Drop your monkeys in the chat.
You get your monkeys in there now for Cheeky Monkey. We are still buying time because Toy Arc is not updated. We've got no images to go on, dear. What did you think of the Marvel Legends reveals from the stream?
I have no idea what's gone on. I was busy watching the telly, so I don't know.
Well, you're in luck because Toy Arc has literally just updated his button.
Yes, right.
Cheeky Monkey with the good luck. Toy Arc is here. Monkeys are dropping in the chat.
Drop your monkeys in the chat. I'm off to my friends.
You're off to your friends.
Later.
There you are. That's all she'll give you. She's off.
That's all I give you.
Right, that's it then. Your monkeys, Mikey with the monkeys, Jeremy with the monkeys, Adam with the monkeys, Rich with the monkeys, Justin with the monkeys.
Yeah, you're just gonna have monkeys taking over.
Show me your NECA shirt anyway.
Oh yeah, I stole it from you actually.
She stole my NECA shirt, so it's the classic Turtles cartoon shirt. Cheeky monkey has stolen.
I do.
Are you off then, dear?
I am. Is that okay?
Right, I'll see you later.
I'll see you later.
She's
Have
off.
fun, everyone.
She'll be back. She'll be back later. Right, we've said hello to the chat. The images are live. So I think we should. I'll tell you what we'll do before we get there. I've literally just got something through the door, so let's find out what it is.
Nice.
What is in it from Amazon? I generally have no idea what this actually is. Let's hope it's for me. Yeah, it's got my name on it. Okay, it is.
Nice.
It is Leech from the cartoon collection of the Masters of the Universe. So, UK distribution is all over the place on these. So, I discovered Amazon sell them, and it was very helpful because they're in the sale as well. They're like £16. So, Amazon
nice.
People,
I'll pick some of them up.
And it's not the only one I got from Amazon because it's literally anything I've got this week. It's hardly any pickups, but I do have Faker from that line and Froster. So we got some Masters love there. So head over to Amazon apparently because I can't see any other UK retailers getting them. I had to go to Big Bad Toy Store for Catra, but yeah. So these have arrived. So they are with us, and that was it. Yeah. Any interesting pickups, or are we ready for Marvel?
No, I think we should crack on Marvel.
Right, crack on. Right. Well, so we're going to crack on, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's go. Let's go. Let's crack on. Oh, look at that. It's Florence Pew. So, before we crack on, people, hold on. This was shown this morning. Now, what did I say I want Hot Toys to make more than anything in the world? Florence bloody Pew. And there she is. Oh, my goodness. Slightly perverted of me. Slight perversion. You might see from this. There's lots of number ones. Damien, you're now number one in the chat. I don't know what you've done to achieve that, but well done, Damien. Because, I don't know, something's happening with this YouTube community thing. I'm going to have to look into it. But Florence Pew. Now, my esteemed co-host doesn't buy female action figures. We'll cover that as we go through the stream if you've never seen him before. But here is one of the best-looking female action figures I've ever seen. Florence Pew in Hot Toys form. So I think she might have to be added to the collection. Yeah. Any thoughts?
I mean, even though I don't collect them, I can still appreciate, like, that's a damn good figure. Like, and yes, if you're a fan, and especially you who specifically said this is what you wanted, it's an absolute knockout of the park for you, isn't it?
It is. So, yeah, I'm going to have to add her to the collection. Cheeky Monkey might get a little jealous of the looks she might get. And yes, Alexi, she does have these separate rolling eyeballs. But we are here to talk Marvel Legends. Our friends at Toy Ark, shout out to Toy Ark. We would be lost without them. But we have the images. So we've got a poll running. I've run a poll. So the poll says, what is your favourite of the day, best of the day? Fantastic Four Wave, the Juggernaut, the Schuma-Gorath, all the 2-packs, and it's very, very split at the moment between the two bigger figures, which I was definitely into, but we will cover them in order, which means we're going to start in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Ryan Ting, missing in action. We'll salute Ryan. We've got Dan and we've got Dwight. And what do we have here? So we have Sue Storms. It's going to be a good start for Adam here as the non-female figure collector. I think this one's left to me to talk about, who is a non-MCU collector. So we're going to do really well, ladies and gentlemen.
We're going to smash this
Fantastic Four. That the stream will pick up as we hit the second half, because some of that Marvel vs. Capcom stuff is fire. So the first thing I noticed as soon as I saw the packaging and these figures started rolling out, is this, to me, is Build-A-Figure packaging. But where the bloody hell is the Build-A-Figure?
Yeah,
there isn't one. Yeah. So this, I think, 2025 has become, I think I'm officially calling it the death nail to the bath. I think we're literally going to get, 1 to 2 a year, probably comic book ones, and that is your lot. So thoughts on Death of the Bath in the chat, if you would. Kevin Beatty in there straight away. R.I.P. the bath. And Mark, what's going on with the box? Problem is with her box, they've put her to the side. I don't know if it's supposed to be showing her invisibility effect, but half the box does look invisible. So it's a bit of a weird choice. Justin, yeah, the bath is the Invisible Woman. So clearly we are mistaken. The bath is alive and well. They've pulled a classic McFarlane trick here, and they've just given you a piece of plastic. They did that with the My Hero Academia figures. They literally did release an invisible figure, which was just the plastic packaging. So, yeah, it's a thing. So, Sue Storm, let's go through this. So, we've got Sue Storm. We've got one effect. To me, I was going to say it was a reuse effect, but it does look like it has different shapes in it. So, I think it is a new effect. Likeness, okay, not amazing, would be my initial thoughts on the figure. I did initially notice they've all got the black inside to the gloves, and I hadn't noticed that in the promo or from the film. So I did go back and check. It does seem they do have that detail there. So I think that for now, at least, it's accurate. But of course, they do these off concept art, which we'll get to later when we talk about the thing, because I'm not sure that's the accurate thing, but we will find out. So again, you're all pinned this all new sculpt as it is with the MCU. So yeah. She's okay. She's all right. I'm not going to give her much more than that. She could come with a little more. I would have liked to have seen maybe a translucent limb, an interchangeable arm with a translucent limb or something, just to show her invisity powers. And Rich, yeah, she's got a new hat. So it's full Malibu Stacy there, effectively. Any thoughts at all, Adam, on this one?
Same as you, very similar. There's a passing... I think the likeness is better from further away. When I first saw it, when they first brought it out in the box, I thought I could see it a lot more, but when you zoom in, I think the likeness is a bit questionable. Figure looks fine, like pinless, and yeah, I agree. If you want to sue, you maybe want a few extra effects rather than just the sort of one shield. But yes, it's obviously a pass for me.
It's a pass from him, and it's a pass from me. Got the two runners here. We've got a British comedy during the 70s now going on there. So there is your packaging. The Invisible Woman with half invisible packaging. I like the box. I think the box is nice. I like the white and blue tones of the Fantastic Four. You've got a little chap down in the corner there. Not quite sure what that's representing. Is that an old Hasbro logo, is it?
Yeah, I think they said it was an old... Yeah, I think they said it was an old classic.
Well, there you go. That's why he's here. He's actually listened to the live stream more than I did. But yeah, Death of the Bath, though, as I say, it's the first thing I'm taking. So it is what it is. I think, unfortunately, I'm not particularly happy about it. I do like my builder figures, as I've campaigned for before, but there is absolute shaggy shit all I can do about it. So the builder figures, I think, are gone.
I think I'm on the other side of that because it works for me, because I don't buy female figures, and there's never really whole waves that I buy. I don't think I've ever bought a whole wave of Marvel, because there's always either characters that I'm just not interested in or female figures in. So when they've started doing these like one-off deluxes instead of the builder figure, it ends up being much better for me. But for collectors like you, Dan, people who go in and buy the whole waves, yeah, it's gutting that they're not doing it anymore.
It's that bonus-free figure for completing the wave. Yeah. But I do see the other side of the annoyance of, again, sometimes when you do the half MCU waves or the half comic book waves, I would end up having to buy figures I didn't want to complete the bath. But then at least I have a chance of selling them to maybe recoup some of the... I don't know. It's a catch-22, but we will move on because there's a load of figures to go through. And let's go to Johnny Storm. Now, if you've seen the video on the channel from yesterday, thank you for watching if you have. There was a bit of breaking news. I think Preternia leaked it out first. Hasbro Pulse had showed the full flame-on version of Johnny early, which I thought might have been an exclusive, but it turns out it isn't. So this is a full 6-figure Fantastic Four wave, and there's 2 Johnnies in it. So there's only one Sue, so you're not getting your translucent version of Sue, but you will get your fully flamed-on Johnny, and you get this unflamed-on version of Johnny. Now, I wasn't sold on the likeness of this initially, because it is the actor, of course, who plays Eddie Munson in Stranger Things. His name has Joseph Quinn. That was it. It's come back to me. It's a live thinking on the internet. It has come back, but not 100% sold on the likeness. A bit of a puffy hairdo as well. They've gone for his look. Yeah, I'm not sold on the likeness on this one. It does look like he's reusing the same effects for the hand. God, there's that hand. Well, we've seen that thing on the wrist a million times. That bloody swirly turly. Sorry, I've just read the chat. Just absolutely cracked me up. 2 Johnnies, extra protection. That's just, I don't know. I see the chat is chatting away to itself. I cannot keep up with you all, but that just caught the corner of my eye. Oh dear! Right, I don't know how I'm going to approach that.
Rich was straight on it as well. Regular Johnnies are better than flaming Johnnies for protection.
Well, there you are. It's descended into. We're not even past the watershed, people. We're currently. What is it now in the UK? It's 5:25 in the afternoon. We've got children watching. Oh my goodness me! So yeah, suited version. They did say Dwight was not very happy when he said this. They said they all have different slight variations of the suit between the team. So obviously he could not get away from reusing the sculpt between a Johnny and Mr. Fantastic as a kind of what I took from that comment.
Yeah.
But there is Johnny. Okay, not great for me.
Same for me. I think with the rest of this wave, it'll massively depend on what I think of the film, as to whether I'm sort of interested in getting the characters. If I do, I'll probably get the flame version of Johnny rather than this one. And I agree about the likeness as well.
Well, I've moved into the Lego collecting territory when it comes to the Fantastic Four. So your likenesses will be better than the Lego versions anyway. Let me just pull those up, actually. Let me just get Galactus up on the Lego website while we look at a flamed version of Johnny. So I've given all my thoughts pretty much on flamed Johnny yesterday. So I'll let Adam talk away.
Yeah, again, definitely my preference over the normal suited one. But again, I'm not overly fond of the design in general, as to sort of how he looks in it. Like I don't particularly like that design. But like I said, if I love the film, I want the team on there. So he'll definitely make it into the collection. Yeah. But no, probably not my favourite version of him.
The chat has just ascended into utter filth, David Evans Smith. There's thank you, Kurt. Nice colour on the suit there. There you are, Kurt, with a sensible comment. There's right. Let's get back on track. So yeah. So I was saying yesterday, you can see like the panel lining of the suit there and everything. But from what I've seen in the trailer, it was more flamed on in the trailer, so you couldn't really define the suit. So whether this is accurate or not, I don't know.
Because there's obviously been a lot of reshoots, hasn't there? So again, like if this has been something that's been based on sort of like concept art from the beginning, and that might have been something that they did change with feedback. Because yes, personally, I don't know what you think about it, but personally, I don't like that you can still see the lines of the suits while he's flamed on.
I would like it for literally a split second if you see it, and then it goes even further into flame.
Yes, I totally agree. Yeah, good point. Yes,
and that may be what it does. That may be what it does, and this is the initial flame on Johnny, and it changes. But I've got to stop saying Johnny. We're going to move on from Johnny.
We're going to move on from Johnny because it's going to
get far too filthy. There's more coverage yesterday's video of that. Oh, good God. Now I've got Adam, I told Adam he can't get me cancelled here. So we have the Shalabar version of the Silver Surfer. I like her board straight away. I think the likeness, I suppose it's hard to catch it because you can't really see the likeness to the CGI anyway. I like the texture on the board and the shading on the board. I do like the fact you've got the effect to plug the board into. I think that's a pretty clever touch. Again, she is pinless. I'm personally looking forward to her in the film. I think within comics, she's been within sort of Earth X. We had her as the Silver Surfer, if I am correct. Any comic expert can correct me. But she was mainly Silver Surfer's girlfriend, I do believe, for character trait. But then she has at some point become the Silver Surfer. But I'm also assuming that, again, because this is an alternate universe, she's not going to make it out of there. And we will have the Norrin Rad version of the Silver Surfer later in the MCU. But after the previous debacle of Galactus being a cloud and the rise of the Silver Surfer and how bad that movie was, I'm positive on this because it cannot be as bad as that. That is my take on this. So I'm actually looking forward to the Fantastic Four film, and I'm not particularly bothered by the female Silver Surfer. But Adam is not a female toy collector, so I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna really push the button and say this one probably isn't for Adam.
Yes, I'm going to just be very careful about what I say here. I absolutely hate the fact that they've used the female Silver Surfer. Disney are just not learning any lessons from their interjecting their politics into their movies, and people are just not interested. It's turning people away. They're not telling the stories that the fans want to hear. Bizarre business practice of then criticizing your own fan base for not wanting to see their actual original character. It's the whole thing is totally bizarre, and they've learned nothing so far. So I'm gutted that they've used the female Silver Surfer as a figure.
You're optimistic then, I would say. You're very optimistic.
No, I really want to like the film. I love the Fantastic Four. I always have. So I really want to like the actual movie. So I'm hopeful that I will. I'm worried that Disney have learned nothing from their failures and have put everything into the fact that there are literally like drastic reshoots like a few weeks or months before it's even due out tells you that like things are in panic stations. They're pulling crews back from Doomsday to reshoot bits of Fantastic Four based on the test screenings. Tells you like they've just learned nothing. But I would love to love it. I'd love to go in and come out and be like, actually, I was totally wrong. That was brilliant. Galactus in particular, over the moon, the proto Galactus. I'm in the same camp as you when he was the big cloud in that other one. It was one of the most bizarre decisions I've ever seen in a movie. I think to have a character like Galactus and then just portray him as like a big cloud. It was so weird. But as a figure, yes, same as you. Really like the board. I like the attachment bit to stand. The board on the figure looks fine, pinless. Like it's a decent figure. So yeah, if you go and see this, like the film and like the female Silver Surfer, I reckon this will be a good figure for you.
Yeah, I don't think is it the Shriek body mold? It looks like the smaller articulated female body mold, but I'm not an exact expert. I'm sure somebody in the chat can assist there. But I thought she'd be in the wave if they were doing a wave, and at least they've done her, because who has not done her is, if I jump back over here what I was saying, I found it on Lego. This is the version I will be getting. So your likenesses are definitely better from Hasbro than the versions I've got from Lego here.
The thing's hands.
Yes, now Lego do a full-size proper body mold they could have used, but they've been cheapskates and they've reused the Infinity Gauntlet pieces. So that's the version of the thing I've got. And yeah, and you want to see when Reed Richards' legs go on, we've got these extendable legs that are literally just blocks. They've just added some Lego blocks just to make the legs. But I do get a Galactus, so this is going to stomp around in my Lego city. So that is the version I will be getting when it comes to the Fantastic Four figures. But if we jump back, so that was a Silver Surfer. And now here is the one. Now, is this 3 options? I'm an idiot. That's option number 1. Option number 2, this is concept art and it's wrong. Option number 3, it's a big dirty spoiler from Hasbro, because I do not recall seeing the thing topless with the pants on in the trailer.
I don't. So the chat might correct us, but I don't remember him being topless.
So that's me and Adam. Either we're both idiots, so we'll rephrase the first part, or it's concept art and it's wrong, or it is a dirty spoiler because maybe it gets ripped off when he proper hulks up and we have a full-on thing later on in the movie. It's what I'm assuming. We got loads of talk of the old salad fingers from Rich and Mikey Moon Boots here talking about the old. We don't get salad fingers this time, I don't think. I cannot Google topless thing. That is not going to give me. There we are. I'm like, are we idiots? Because people are saying topless thing is in a trailer pulling a boat in the water. Right.
Okay.
So maybe we are idiots. We don't know. Maybe. But this is the version we are getting. but it's not the version I was expecting, because I was expecting, just like the Lego figure I've just shown, the full-on suited version. It's unusual to see Ben with the top half in the suited, and they wouldn't have had to sculpt the rocks, so that might have been a bit cheaper for them. But they have gone with the Rocky thing version. He does look pretty cool though. So, Justin trying to be filthy again in my chat here at 5:30 on a Thursday afternoon. We're just going to ignore them all. And David, I'm ignoring them all. I'm just ignoring them all.
Worried about. I know it was me you were worried about. And look at your chat.
Actually going on. We nearly got 40 people with us in the chat. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this Marvel Legends Thursday afternoon. And actually, talking about live streams in afternoons, I think I'll be back next week because G.I. Joe fans, it was announced that we're going to get a Yo Joe June on, I think it's Wednesday the 4th. So expect maybe another live stream if you want it, or a pre-record as soon as they've gone off the air, depending on what's covered from Yo Joe June. So it's nice to actually be back here on the internet talking toys and not bloody tariffs, because we've had no news to talk about for quite the while now due to all these sort of big tariff delays that are going on. So it's nice to see some action figures. You can see the Fantastic Four logo on the right thigh there. It's almost like he had like a handcuffs on or something, and he split through one. So what is this wrist gauntlet thing that's on his arm?
Is it their communicators that I think they've all got? I think they've all got it. I think they've all got like a communicator.
Right. Okay. Okay. A Fantastic Four communication device. Okay. There was a. But I think overall he looks pretty good.
I really like this figure, and I'm getting it. Like even if I don't like the movie, it's that thing's one of the ones where I get all the like the Hulk. Like even if I don't like a particular film, if they do a version of the Thing, it's one of the figures I always get. So yeah, I really like this one, and I prefer his design with him being topless. I wasn't as keen of him in the full suit because I think this is how I always think of the Thing. So yeah, I really like this. I think it's a really good figure.
Yeah, I do like the rock detail. It just wasn't. I was just in a bit of shock. It was not the figure I was expecting to see.
Exactly. Yeah, same here.
And what's this stand that they're using in the background? They just used some generic sort of white metallic stand, but that is 1,000 times better than the action figure stand that they actually try to flog us. So they should make those, because the plastic thing they use is terrible. So this would be a much better idea. So I think we are nearly there when we're getting through the Fantastic Four images. We are on the final figure then. So a wave of 6. As we said, we are baffless, but we do have Pedro Pascal. Now, this man gets everywhere. The Mandalorian, you can see him in The Last of Us? He's in the Wonder Woman film. Every time I look around, Pedro Pascal is there. And he's still got his sort of signature mustache, which does seem a bit weird for Reed Richards. But I do enjoy his acting. So I think hopefully he will be a good Reed Richards in the film. And he has the bendy wire arms then. So I don't think he has the aforementioned salad fingers we were talking about earlier in the stream. He's at least got the bendy arms. So that's a bonus. Hello, Space on the Shelf has just jumped in there. There was a... Zoom in on your thing, Jay. That's going to require a super chat, Justin, to zoom in on my thing. There was where's my Todd McFarlane? Let's play Todd.
That's going to be a big...
Everybody, Todd McFarlane here.
Letting you know that super chats are live.
That will definitely require a super chat. These zooming in on my thing, absolutely shocking. This chat is disgusting me tonight. It's all going on. Let's get it off the screen. Right, let's go back. So we've got bendy wire on. Again, I thought the likeness looked all right, but that doesn't look particularly great from that angle.
From that angle, it's not great.
It looks better there than it does in the...
It's the same with the Sue Storm one. From that little bit of distance, you can sort of see it in passing, but when you get in close, not as... No. I thought, but in my initial glance, and I was saying, I thought the likeness was better than that. I've gone off it now. I'm really studying these images, but I like the fact you've got some bendy arms. Of course, you've got your regular arms as well. So he's done better than his wife. She did not get interchangeable arms to show her powers. So the budget seems to have gone to Mr. Fantastic, and he does have his bendy arms. And his box looks a lot fuller than Sue. Then what's? Oh dear. Right. Okay. We've had a super chat from Justin, 199, calling my bluff. So
Right, okay, let's give, of course, we always give you the thank you, so I'm going to have to go and zoom in on my thing. So, let's give him a thank you. You can have that one.
Thank you for the super chat.
I'm going to have to take a break as Adam discusses Mr. Fantastic, because I'm going to have to go in, I'm going to have to prepare my thing.
I like the figure. I'm not overly keen on the likeness, but I think it's a good figure. I like the bendy wire arms. I think that's always going to be like your basic Mr. Fantastic accessory that you need. I'm really glad we haven't got any ludicrous like long fingers. I quite like the fact that they've acknowledged in the stream, like they've obviously acknowledged a lot of the feedback that they've getting, so it goes to show like it does work. I think we all hate, or most of us hate, the people who just complain endlessly and pick everything apart in minute detail, like get a grip. But where we do have actual like proper feedback about, well, yeah, that hand accessory was ridiculous. They did the same with the Captain America shield, saying like he is a full shield without any bullet holes or blah blah blah. I really want to know what he's done to prepare his thing.
Right, so go full screen for this.
Full
screen for this.
Have you been preparing your thing?
Right, from preparing my thing, I've been getting it ready under the table. I've had to go to a different room. We're just going to embrace the filth now. But, ladies and gentlemen, I can easily bought for $1.99 a zoom in on my thing. Look at that for a zoom. There you are. What did you filthy sods expect? But there is that's a Walgreens thing as well of all the things to show you my thing. But that is a full zoom on my thing. You can take a screenshot if you like. There you are. Full zoom on my thing. Now I don't know what thing he thinks he was talking about, but that's the thing he was getting. There was I might need some lotion. Yeah, it's gone a bit dry. My thing has gone a bit dry. We just hit peak viewership, and this idiot is showing his thing.
Showing his thing.
That's it.
That's why, Jay. That's why you've hit peak viewership.
Well, but there you are. So that's what you need. I want to see more tonight from Dan, Who, and Rich on the. Will we see their things? We will move swiftly on here because this. I don't know how a Fantastic Four segment is turned into absolute utter filth. But if you want to pre-order the wave, it goes up tomorrow. Hasbro Pulse, mainline retailers, 1 p.m. Eastern. So that's 6 o'clock here in the UK. You've got 2 Johnnies, a female Silver Surfer, Reed with the accessories, Sue Storm with an empty box, and a topless thing. What more do you want? Well, you want a Galactus Builder figure. That's what you really want, but you're not going to get it. So that is your Fantastic Four wave. For me, as I say, I'm going for the Lego. I don't do MCU, so I'm not pre-ordering. Adam likes a topless thing, but that only got 12% just looking at the poll. We've had 40 votes in the poll, and the Fantastic Four wave did not get them. So let's move on then. Let's move swiftly on to Gamerverse. So, long rumored was Gamerverse. I can see all this talking Justin's been doing is now giving him a number 2 in the chat. Again, I don't know what it means, but he's now got number 2. So, Gamerverse. This is what we're expecting from the rumors. Marvel versus Capcom. But of course, they cannot say the word Capcom. They've got no licensing. They're not paying for that. We're not going to have the Capcom characters. So you're going to have to go to Jada Toys for your Capcom characters, which I've already done. So I'm prepared for this. The Jada Toys are here. Even got myself a Mega Man from Jada Toys just to prepare all these Capcom figures that I could think of. So they're branding it under their generic Gamerverse logo. But here we go. Some of this is pretty cool. So let's start us off. What we got? We've got Wolverine versus the Silver Samurai. So first thing I'm going to note here is the first thing I noted what came out of Dan Young's mouth. Fall program. So autumn program to us here in the UK, not summer program. So that is unusual. They kind of no-sold it that is the norm, but that is not the norm. We'd have usually had these in the summer, and pre-orders would have probably been a couple of months ago. So they've definitely had a bit of a delay on this. Probably, I'm assuming, a bit of a tariff delay is what they've done, pushed it back, and now it's a fall program. Is my assumption. Maybe completely off the mark on that one, but This
No,
is
it's got to be that. It has to be that,
Yeah.
hasn't it? They've got to hope, because I think I vaguely saw a headline actually when I was logging on here about a federal judge in America has overturned some of the tariff.
Yes, I think they were saying, yeah, he hasn't got the authority to make some of these tariffs. They've deemed them illegal potentially. In the
So yeah,
state of New York.
I think
wrong.
100% they've taken the chance that this will all sort of settle down and it'll even itself out a little bit. So they've just put it back to try and avoid. Because I mean, what a huge difference it would make to them importing them all in the summer when this was still going on, as opposed to if it really did settle down by the autumn.
Yeah, so that probably I think we'll go with that. That's our theory. We may be two idiots on the internet, but that's our theory. That's why we have a full program. But we've got 2 packs, and as usual with these 2 packs, there's a bit of new, there's a bit of old, there's usually one good one, and there's usually a shitter. So there's a bit of everything going on. But I've heard, who's already said, Kevin Beatty's already said it. Pins, cover your eyes. The goggles do nothing. Because yes, the pins are back. So some of these are new sculpts, but some aren't. As I say, you got one good one in a pack and one you're probably not so impressed with that you'll struggle to sell on the aftermarket. And yes, you are going to go all in on these packs, or you need some of these characters. So it depends how much the pins bother you, how much you want new sculpt. I'm not 100% bothered by the pins. I'm not, as we've deemed here, a pin snob. I'm not a pin snob. I don't mind pins now and then, as long as it doesn't take away. But the Silver Samurai does seem to be a straight redo with a new head, as far as I can tell. And yes, that's new shoulder pads, but his arms and his legs are definitely pinned.
I think the skirt and the shoulder pads are different. If I remember, I haven't seen the original for a while, but I don't think the shoulder pads were that big on the original, and the skirt's different, I think, as well.
No, we could do for this segment. I could do a third camera. I can go roaming around the toy room and go and compare all these figures. Because I could have pulled them all out because I couldn't remember myself. But the first thing I've saw with Silver Samurai, I really liked the face sculpt I was seeing here. We stick with Silver Samurai first. I thought that's a really vibrant sort of, expressive face sculpt. So, and you can get some posing out of it. That's more posing than my action figures ever saw. When I literally first saw it, I didn't, because I was from a distance, I didn't see the pins. I thought, oh, it's new Silver Samurai. It's got big shoulders, new face. You can get all that articulation. And then I realized, oh, it isn't, but maybe I can push these bodies a bit further than I've pushed them before when it comes to displaying. Because he looks pretty cool there. So he's got his effects on his sword. So I like the photography they've done here. They've sort of CGI'd in a bit of a gaming background there, and the Marvel versus Capcom tradition of having the teams of 3, I think. So you can see the different team members there. So we will Silver Samurai. There he is in person. Not a figure I thought I desperately needed. It's a Silver Samurai because I've got the original. I think I bought the original twice because mine, annoyingly, a little red gem thing on his head, mine had a massive paint scuff in it, the original version I had.
Yeah.
So I bought a second to replace him. So this will be the 3rd Silver Samurai that I will end up with in the collection. Not one of my favourite characters, but in the chat as well, let us know, are you going to be displaying these in your comic book collection? Or are you going to be a bit anal like me and go, oh, they're technically Gamerverse, they're going to go in a different display, and I will probably do a Gamerverse shelf or something slightly to the side adjacent to the Marvel Legends. Adam is a mixer, so I'm assuming they'll go anywhere.
They'll go anywhere, absolutely. But they are definitely going, because I think that Wolverine's brilliant. I really like it.
So we've looked at Silver Samurai. So let's take a better look at Wolverine, because I think he is definitely the selling point of this pack. Now, I couldn't quite hear. Is this a new midsection or anything to get him crouching down?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So they get him, and then I think he later on in the stream he pushed him even lower into a crouch than he was in that. So yeah, it's a new torso piece to do it. Okay, good. Because the pinless arms, and again, so Wolverine got the whole shebang of upgrades here. I really like the head sculpt. That's what I was looking for. Oh, that's another 2 really expressive head sculpts here. Yeah. The boots seem longer to me in terms of the flicky bit at the top. I guess that's my eyes. Yeah, I think they do look at.
I think think they look new, but yeah, he looks absolutely fantastic, and he's got him there in a bit of a crouch. But I think you are right; he did start moving him, didn't he, and get him down a lot more. So there's another look at your head sculpt. There he is in his standard position, hips spread in that, so you can see the different shaping in there actually within that photo. And you are going to have the different accessories as well. Let me just come into the chat before we get into any more of these and just see what's going on there. Lots of chat is moving very fast tonight. Oh my goodness, how am I going to pronounce that? Okasigu, maybe. It's a must-have there.
Yeah, that was
Dan Hayden. I can live without the pins, but he'll live. He hasn't got a silver samurai. I have my dodgy one, Dan. I have my dodgy one. There's Kevin Pete hasn't got one either. So there we go. So the one I thought might be a bit of a peg warmer of the the set won't be a peg warmer because it's got Wolverine in it, but the individual figure of the silver samurai I thought might be a bit of an eBay job, but clearly not. Damien's not got one either. So right, okay. There is definitely some people in here that are into the silver samurai that do not have one. Mikey Rain Boots is on fire. Dan Hayden is another mixer, but he's going to mix in with the Jada toys. Must be a ball at the hip as well. Says your boy's got toys. He is a better poser than me. Adam is a mixer, some kind of English term. I don't know if maybe I've made enough. So yeah, to mix the crowds, a mixer. We're going to call him a mixer. I can talk about the extended cowl there. Yes, I do like the big cowl. Oh yes, we're talking about the flick. Trying to get more filth here, right? That's
more filth. There we go.
Accessories. So we've got his what do they call it? The berserker effect, is it?
Yeah. Did you play this? Have you played this game?
Well, I have an accessory that I've left downstairs because I forgot to bring it with me. I knew I went downstairs for a reason, and that Amazon parcel turned up, and it distracted me because I have a sealed copy of the brand new Marvel vs. Capcom collection because I have never played any of these games, and they've done the anniversary release of all the originals. So I bought it on PS4. Adam will be coming round for a playthrough because together we are terrible at video games.
We are absolutely awful.
But yes, so I will play it, and because I thought this room was coming, I thought I need to prepare myself. So I have bought the game to have a playthrough, but no, to this date, I have never played it, but I am happy to play it because I just couldn't. It wasn't available to me. I wasn't an arcade person. I didn't go to the arcades when I was growing up. It wasn't. Although I recalled on a console that I had at the time when the first one came out. So I think I might have bought a modern version on the PS3 at some point, but don't think I ever actually played it. So no, Berserker Barrage. Dan Hayden is corrected us in there, so you can that clips together, and it does look like some of the effects you get with the Mezco version actually of this. It looks like you're getting a little clippy stand as well, so we can have it in front of him. So I am sensing some big separate shelf here that literally is Marvel versus Capcom as I put some Jada toys in there. Or I was thinking maybe get the alternate costumes to the Street Fighter figures from Jada Toys. So I could have a Street Fighter display and then use the different colours in this display. But all these ideas, far too many ideas, not enough money. That's the problem. Too stupid boiler. I've got hot water though, people. The boiler update, we've got the new boiler in. It's kind of bankrupted me, but we finally have hot water. So for the first time in the week, I do not smell. So that is a bonus. But there he is, super crouched down. So I'm sure this Wolverine is going to be a very, very popular figure.
Big hit.
And some of these 2-packs, they tend, going by history, to go in sale. But I don't know if this one will, because it contains the version of Wolverine I think people want. I know all the Logans last year, I picked them up. Even I think it's a Pulse sale. They put like 30% off. So you can sometimes buy your time on these ones, but you never quite know. And again, we don't know what distribution is going to be like on these, or the quantities. Now we are in the tariff era, so I don't know. So I don't know if I'm going to be playing a waiting game or not. But that Wolverine, they said it's the best Wolverine they've done. I think I'm tending to agree. It does look really good compared to. It's annoying. It's making like I've got so many Tiger Stripe Wolverines, but it's making them look shit. I'm like, great. Why have I got these other Tiger Stripe Wolverines? Am I a fool for buying their products previously?
But every time one comes out, that's usually like the best at that moment in time, isn't it? So you as a collector, you couldn't really ever take the approach of being like, well, I'm not buying that one because they'll definitely do a better one, because then you'd just never buy. You'd never. Well, I mean, it would be perfect for Kiara because you'd never buy anything if you took that approach, because there's always going to be a better one.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case. My main line, my WWE, that wasn't the case for a long time because they never kind of re-released anything. You had one figure in that outfit, and that was it. But they've now started doing the upgrades. So I'm having to upgrade both collection. Now Wolverine looks like he's got no neck in that packaging. That looks a very weird position compared to what we've just seen. But as we can see, the figure does look pretty good there. So it's probably just the angle the packaging is taken at. So you've got your pixelated packaging there. So your Wolverine and Silver Samurai logos. Oh, we've hit half a century. 50 people with us. Shout out to the chat. 50 people with us at 6 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. I think we're getting into records territory there, I think. So welcome if you're new to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please subscribe. We got to get those subscribers. I've got to try and hit 3,000 this year. So do me a favor and hit that subscribe button for more action figure content and zooms of my thing. What more do you want to see on YouTube?
That'll get you to 3,000.
That'll get me there. So one thing I've noticed is because they put the verses in the middle, I tend to cut out the packaging logos and use them as shelf displays. So I've got some of the whip out Storm Collectibles, as they've had to note me. I've got some of the Storm Collectibles figures here, and they come with the Capcom logo on the packaging. So I've cut out a Capcom logo because it's quite big. Your Marvel Legends come with Marvel on, and now I've got the verses, so I can actually put Marvel versus Capcom in the actual on the shelf. So I think that'll be pretty fun to do. So I like the packaging choice there. But
did you hear them say on the stream that actually there's an insert in the packaging as well? So I think they've got like a battleground insert. But they basically said, they said because the packages are all so full, you can't actually see it, and then they didn't unbox or take it out and display it. But yeah, when those figures come out, I think you'll have something that you'll be able to put the way you do, kind of at the back of your shelf to build it out.
Yes, I do like to do that. I do that with the NECA Turtle stuff as well. Cut out that Mirage. I'll just pull one out of the pile because they have to do with it. So yeah, the background of these NECA figures does the same thing. So the things you can do, you can make use of some of this packaging at times. So this is one I'm definitely in on, and of course Adam is definitely in as well here. So they've got a sale. They've made a sale with this first one. So right now we've got me, but they might not have him because again he is a bit weird and doesn't have the female form in action figure form. But Psylocke on the new updated body with the much more articulation. The pins have gone. Your jelly legs have gone. She looks pretty good to me. So I think this is going to be a very popular character, but not necessarily a popular 2-pack because she comes with Thanos, and it's not doing a lot for me. Is this Thanos? If I say they have a habit, this one good one that's distinctly average, and yes, this does look like just a straight redo of Thanos. I'm not 100% if the previous figure had pins. I don't recall it having pins, but it may have had pins in the legs. It might be upgraded legs, but don't quote me on it because the toy room is too far away for me to go and work out because he's buried on the bottom shelf and I can't see him. So, but he has got a new head though, isn't he? At least he's got a new forky piece on his head. But now I'm noticing, and it could just be the lighting, but the knees, oh good lord, the plastic difference in the knee tone there has been a bit of an issue for Hasbro with these pinless joints, where the knees, slightly different plastic, comes out in a different tone, and that looks quite recognizable to me, that the knee looks purple and the figure looks blue. So that's not great, and yes, that is just the lighting, but that I'm not impressed with. I like the Psylocke figure, though. She was, of course, one of the teases that we had previously with all the effects and things. So we got the effects finally revealed this time, and she looks... Okay, anybody got any complaints about Psylocke? Because I think she looks absolutely fantastic. There we are. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss, says Darson. This is there for that. Distribution, this is a Target exclusive. So, yes, so we're over here in the UK, but over to our friends in the US, I believe this is a Target exclusive. so it may be harder to get. But on that shot, his knees look absolutely fine. So it could just be a lighting thing there. Now, I'm assuming this one then, potentially for you, is a complete pass, unless you're very desperate for a Thanos. I don't know if you've got a Thanos.
I've got the original, but I think I quite like I do like the colour palette. And this is actually, despite not being a gamer in the slightest, I've never played it on like a console at home. Well, I've never played
until
on a console
now.
until me and you did that Turtles game with unlimited lives. But I have played it in the arcades. So, like growing up as a kid, I remember playing this in the arcade. So all of these color palettes are like really familiar to it. So no, I want the Thanos. So yes, if anybody in the UK doesn't want the Thanos but is desperate for the Psylocke, give me a shout and we'll sort something out for this one.
I don't think she's going to be a very difficult figure to sell because she is going to be in high demand. I think she could be. I'm going to say that one of the most in-demand female figures of all time is Psylocke in this outfit with the upgraded articulation. So I think in time she might even command the actual value of the pack on her own, because I think she is going to to be highly sought after.
Okay. I'll take your advice on that then.
Yes, take my advice on that. I think you might want to hold her for a bit, maybe get her and hold on to her, and then see how her value skyrockets. The old one's been very hard to get and quite expensive, so this I think will definitely be up there. More Psylocke love I can see in the chat there as well. About time from Taco Bella. My reading has gone downhill today. There's Dan Hayden with the love. Mikey's hoping for the Crimson Dawn mark on Psylocke. Now I'm going to show my fantastic comic book knowledge here. Don't know what that is. Now, yep, there we are. See, comic book expert. If it's not wrestling, I don't know. I can get through the whole thing. There's I was just about to make a custom Jada Toys cami for Psylocke. There you are. Psylocke is here. Its dreams are. Is that Thanos purple or blue? My eyes are all over. This lighting is now. It looks completely purple.
It looks purple there. Completely purple.
Okay. Completely purple.
I think you'll like it more if you do start playing. That's blue. That's totally blue. Let's take a different figure.
What color is live Thanos? Somebody that isn't colorblind, let me know in the chat, because what is lighting? It shows you the difference lighting can make, because I now do not know what color this figure actually is. We had this controversy with Psylocke the first time. It was kind of a blue version, the purple version, but they slightly got the it was the hair. I think they changed it. But I thought Thanos was flipping us off then. he's doing the snap, but he's got the
he's doing Craig's most used hand emoji.
Damien says it's slightly mauve.
Shall we? I'm going to Google and see what he looks like
in the game. Get on the Google machine and give us the exact answer. Purpley blue, Dan Hayden. That's no use at all, Sam.
I
don't know. What colour is he? I think he was blue, wasn't he, in the game? He looks bluer there. Now they've zoomed out. It's a studio lighting. I'm sure he's blue. We're going with blue. Blue Thanos and purple Psylocke. Available. Target, apparently. Yes, there it is. There is confirmed. Only at Target, 6th of June. So you've got a week or so to wait on this one. It's going to be very popular for the Psylocke, apart from Adam. And the Thanos, as I say, I didn't think the Thanos would be that particularly popular, because I don't think he was that hard to get previously. But again, for me, because I want to do a separate display, I'm not bothered, because I want to have these as separate figures potentially. I don't know where I'm going to put this separate display, but I don't know. I kind of want to get the Gamerverse Venom as well, the big one from the Spider-Verse, and maybe have a separate Gamerverse shelf. I don't know. Time will tell. Right, now on to the next one. Now I'm going to call it now. This is the peg warmer of the sets. I can't see this one selling out because they've done Omega Red. This is the third Omega Red or the fourth. It's been a load of Omega Reds from single packs to box set versions. He's still got the pins, so if you don't like your pins, he's still got your pin knees. They've not upgraded those legs. And we've had countless War Machines. This one they did say had a new chest piece, and I think they said new shoulder pauldrons as well for Omega Red. And again, you can see the pins in the legs of War Machine. So we'll take a look. That looks like the same effects we've had before when it comes to Omega Red. But again, because I'm going to put it in a different display, then I hope it's okay. I do like this War Machine. So they have kind of done a Marvel versus Capcom War Machine before, but it was a repaint of sort of the 90s version of Iron Man, which I think is one of his looks from either the first or second game, and this is from the other game, because I'd looked at it before, because I never picked up that previous version with this sort of blue shading to War Machine. So I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I can just get this one now. But I think this will go with sale. This is going to be my my sale tip for the day. I don't think you're going to need to pay full price for this one. I can't see this one selling out. So if this is like 30-40% off, I think I'll be happy with my purchase. But you can get down on his knee, and he's got his that's a new effect, isn't it? There, that's new. The rocket might be new. I don't recall having a tail.
I think that's new.
Yeah, a tail thing in it. So slight upper torso changes, nothing on bottom. Omega Red, different colours, I think they said, to the suit on Omega Red. But again, he's collapsed there by the looks of it. I guess that's supposed to be a superhero pose, but it seems he's collapsed on the table. And again, in person, within that lighting, War Machine does not look as vibrant in blue as he does in the fancy shots there. So they want to Hasbro, sort out your studio lighting, because your figures look better in the promo shots here. But yeah, now this one for you. Let's have a think. I'm going to say you don't have an Omega Red, so you might need this one.
You'd be absolutely right. I haven't got Omega Red, so yeah, I'll probably be picking this one up. And I didn't pick up the original War Machine repaint of that Iron Man. So yes, I think it's not two characters I'm desperate for at all. So I will wait to see if it does go in the sale. If this is one of those 2 packs that drop down in the sale, then I'll probably pick it up.
Yeah, I can't see this one being a.
No.
I can't see this being a day one for a lot of people. Again, we may be way off. We are just 2 idiots on the internet, but I can see you having a good chance at this one. They haven't got the graphic there to say when it's available or which retailer it's through. So I'm assuming most of these are fan channel, but anybody in the chat knows, let us know. So that's that one again. Okay, probably the weakest of the day, but now for me, we started to ramp it up. My thing was popping out. I tell you, because Blue Venom. Now, I may not have actually played the game, but I've seen enough videos on the game and images over the years to have this Blue Venom ingrained in my head as a thing. I'm like, oh yeah, he's blue in the game, isn't he? And there he is, finally, a proper Blue Venom. Again, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the pins. We got the reused body there, so we do have the pins in the legs, but because it's all one color, I don't think it makes a lot of difference. We've got the tongue out. I'm assuming that green is on there. It's not just CGI'd on there. We do have green on the tongue. We can confirm. So I like the big tongue out. So, and we've also got with him this fella, Captain America, but now fully pinless and looking rather buff. So we may have had a lot of Wolverines, we may have had a lot of Captain Americas, but potentially they're doing the best version of both characters within this Capcom line. And even me with my weird collecting rules of like not putting stuff that isn't quite comic into comic, that's a perfect comic Captain America. So this time the shield, it doesn't have the holes. You can just clip something around it. So anybody that was annoyed about all those holes in your shield, you can relax because he doesn't have them. And I think he looks pretty good. Blue Venom will, yeah, this is good. And look at that package. I didn't even notice this. There's an unmasked half morphing Eddie Brock head in the packaging, which I didn't notice initially. So that's another bonus. This is an absolute. Oh, there it is. There you go. In the actual proper shots as well. Didn't even notice that. So that's a bonus for me. Oh, I like this. I do like this. I'm a little moist, Adam. How are you feeling?
Hard as a rock, because this is this is one of my favourite reveals of the whole thing. Like a big buff cap, perfect, and I really like the Venom in blue as well. So I'm over the moon for this. While you were out warming up your thing, I was saying on the stream a couple of times throughout, they mention things that do show that they are listening to sort of feedback and things that like the fans have not been overly happy with, and they are taking it on board. Like he mentioned about the big daft fingers on Mr. Fantastic, and Dwight mentioned specifically about the shield, saying like, so this shield, it hasn't got any holes in, it's not cracked or broken, so you are getting I like that. It's really good to know that they are at least paying attention to some of the feedback.
Still got the bloody clip peg thing that breaks though.
Yes, I still got that. But yes, what a set! This is probably one of my most anticipated from the whole stream.
Yeah, this is going to be another big seller, I would say, for that cap. So you've got the screaming cap head. Let's go back to this is Hasbro Pulse and mainline retailers, so it's not any form of exclusive. So that's good news as well, because I think this one, if it was an exclusive, would be extremely hard to get. So that should make it obviously more available to the masses. So Cap versus Venom. Let's go back through some of these images, because this just looks really, really good. One of the
really good.
If they just upgraded his legs and that was pinless, I think they could have one of the greatest releases of all time. So it's not going to bother me particularly, but I know it will bother some out there that have moved on from the pinned joint. So I think that's a couple of pins away from being utterly, pretty much a perfect Marvel Legends 2-pack. This is I just look really good. Blue Venom. Finally, I'm sure our friend Mike Hex is out there somewhere, getting rather excited over the blue Venom. Look nice. He does look nice. I think it's a nice bit of art that would make on the wall a blue Venom. I can have them just glancing down at a chat there. Everybody seems to be liking this one from what I can see in the chat. We've got tingling loins down the bottom there as well. There was the most recent comment. David Smith's not the only one hard as a rock. If you've never seen David before, he is on Justin Collects, 8:45 East Coast time, Saturday nights. You can head over on YouTube. I watch them on the replay through the week because they decide to stream in the middle of the night for us. So they are my work viewing. He will take you, him, Justin, Alexi, and Kenny from Encounter Culture do a fantastic stream. Make sure you subscribe to them if you haven't already, because they give you at least 2 to 3 hours a week of action figure content. And I'm sure they will be giving us their rock hard opinions on this set this weekend to come. This is fantastic. I really, really do. And I know where we're going next as well. So we're going to get even better. I'm just going to look at the poll a second, because it's pretty close. So I've got a 29% three-way tie in the poll for the two big figures we're about to look at and the 2-packs. So we've had nearly 60 votes now, and we are split. What is your favourite? So this is at least telling me that there is something for everybody out there, apart from the Fantastic Four that nobody seems to care about, according to my poll at least anyway.
For me, this was probably one of the best pull streams that I've seen in quite a while, in terms of how excited I was about the number of different figures that I want from it. I thought it was a really good stream.
They've been teasing, of course, for weeks we're going to get the Fantastic Four stuff. I was wrong. I thought they might unveil the Fantastic Four stuff early. Well, we had a bit of a leak yesterday, so I got to cover that one. But they did hold the Fantastic Four stuff for the stream, and then they went into this, full fall autumn program. So yeah, pretty good. Right, we still got 50 images to go here on Toy Arc. We're at image number 113, so we are doing well at just over the hour, but we've still got more to come, and it got better from there. So, final thoughts on the 2-packs, really? Yeah, like I say, a couple of weak characters, but overall happy. Assuming price point wise, these are all around the £50 mark. I'm going to guess 50 to 54.99. I hope, because they don't discuss pricing on the live stream, so you're not going to know. Venom is, he's not a massive Venom, so I can't see, or a Mega Red. They've both been sold as normal figures before, so I'm going to assume these are around your £50 pound price point. We can live in hope. but something that will not be around your £50 price point. God knows what this is going to cost. Get your guesses in the chat. It's going to be at least 60. It could be 70. It could be, I don't know. It could be higher than that. But we have Gargantos. We are not going to call him Gargantos because we clearly know this is Schuma-Gorath. But there does seem to be legal issues, as we've all known for a few years, with regards to the copyright ownership of the name Schuma-Gorath. So just like in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, just like in the Lego set, which I think is the only company that's actually released this character before, we are calling him Gargantos, but clearly it is Schuma-Gorath. So let's just go. Let's just get into this. So it is in a closed box, so it's what they call their super deluxe. So yeah, I think you're probably thinking £69.99 maybe for this. 70. I can see a few guesses of around the £70 price point in the chat. Again, it might come down to some of those big things. Mike's like, is he an obscure character to the non-hardcore Marvel fans out there? Is little Johnny on the street going to know what a Gargantos Schuma-Gorath is? Maybe not. So maybe it won't sell as well as we think. We might get a little bit of a discount on this. But look at this thing. So, oh my God, this is insane. So this is a full bendy wire, giant eyeball, six-legged octopus creature thing. God knows how you can describe this, but look at this. He was on the Rumoured List. He's been on Rumoured List for a few years, and I did not believe them. I was like, I can't see him doing it. I cannot see him. I was hoping. But they have gone and done it, and he looks really, really good. A bit of a blurry one. There's a better. Look at this. Look at the size of that thing. Oh my God. Yeah. I can see guesses in the chat. We're still, around the, they're all kind of in the same as one. Yeah. It's, Mikey said it's his favourite reveal of the day so far. Long and bendy with an eye. Well, that could be any sort of filth there from Kevin Beatty. One big eye. All right, it's just getting worse. What's this?
It gets worse. Wait till you get to David Evan Smith. It gets worse.
There is one big eyeball monster. I thought we were going to go back Peg in there, but he said Peg warming. My own filth is getting into the stream. Look at this. There was a. Now, Dwight's got his arm there. And that, it's long as his bloody forearm.
It is, yeah. It is.
Like, get your forearms out in the chat. Like, measure yourself. I don't think they said how long it is, but it's almost like a human arm. This is madness. I don't know. I like it, Adam. I'm speechless.
I mean, it's not for me, but I really like it. As in, like a great figure. Like if it's a character that you want and you've wanted it for a while, and actually somebody like you who's going to build out like an actual Marvel versus Capcom display, having this probably at the back with a tentacle wrapped around another figure will look absolutely brilliant. So for what it is, I think they've done really, really well.
That ain't going to fit where I was thinking. I was thinking maybe a nice half cube for Marvel versus Capcom, but that's going to be the size of the cube. So that could be a wall job.
I think you could bend them. I think you could bend them all forward.
I think in the promo art they did show some bendy.
Yeah,
very realistic.
Oh, the eyes, fantastic.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, there you go. That's the image you might be able to. Yeah, he's just chilling. It's like he's like Jabba the Hutt with a perverted one. Oh my God, what is this?
Oh God, here we go.
And somewhere in that, you said this is not for you. How the hell are you not buying this? That is.
I think it's kind of how I do. It's how I do all of my collecting. Is I follow the rule of like, if I wouldn't play that character in the game, or if I wouldn't buy a comic of an individual run of that character, I think that's probably why I've never bought. Well, one of the reasons that I've never bought a female character is like I like some of them when they're in teams and things like that, but I would never go to like Forbidden Planet and buy like a Black Widow comic or a Psylocke comic or fucking a bloody Storm comic. Like I'd never do that. And
why do I have him on, ladies and gentlemen? It's just absolutely shocking. Now, this man is a massive fan of Conan the Barbarian, and if anything looks like a bit of Robert E. Howard, old school sort of pulp villain that Conan could stab down monster size thing. It is a giant 6-armed tentacle bendy eyeball. That thing could be perfect Conan fodder.
And if I had more space to display, maybe I would. But in terms of like available space, this would never make the display.
We'll give him that one, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the display is slightly compromised at the minute due to the Batcave's current location and size. So this thing probably would be the biggest thing on his shelf by a mile, and might have to share the bed with him. So we will let it. You can wear this as a hat. This would fit on your head lovely. You could get like a nice little.
That'll share the bed with me, like that Florence Pew. Hot Toys is going to share with you and Kiara. Just like
there is what's the filth, and this has been one of the filthiest live streams I think we've ever had here. So the eyeball does shut. You can shut your one eye as well. I do have this in Lego form. It's the closest I can offer you. It's attached to the side of the Doctor Strange Sanctum Sanctorum, but it's no bigger than a fist. Oh God, I shouldn't have said that. Right, okay. So this thing is absolutely huge. Look at Dwight's hand; is not even the size of it. So I really would intrigued to see how big this thing actually is. My only other thing I could say is I kind of would like it in purple. So he does have a purple color scheme within the game. I've definitely seen over the years. I'm assuming not player 1 is green and then player 2 is purple. Again, any game experts let me know. So I wouldn't mind a purple repaint of this. This could be quite the fun one, but it's just massive. So I think that will be it's just, yeah, impressive. Is he winning the poll? Let's go back to the poll. Have we persuaded him to lead the poll? No, the 2-packs have just edged it by like 2% from a couple more votes at the moment. No, he is in second though. So yeah. Again, I don't know if you're going to have to pay full price. You might get lucky on this. You might get lucky, but is it Amazon?
I think as good as this is as a figure, I think it is obscure enough that I think there's a decent chance that this will get knocked down at some point in the future.
Yeah, because the Mojo set went on a big discount. The Modoc went on their massive discount. So they did say you get this extra accessory of like the flying spiky eyeball as well. You're gonna have to build the thing yourself, so get your hairdryer out to try and heat those holes before you insert your pegs, because they're not going to go in. Yes, I know what I'm saying, people. But yeah, I'm assuming if that goes on Amazon, that might go in the sale. But what a reveal! What a reveal for action figure collecting. One of the best things I think they've done in a long, long time. And then, ladies and gentlemen, then I think it just got better because, oh my God. Now, as a teenager, my ex-girlfriend painted me a poster, like a mural thing for our living room when we were like 17. And it featured Venom, Doctor Doom, and this character, because I love a helmet. There you are. Here we go. Look at that. Juggernaut. Juggernaut was on there. Oh, I am a Juggernaut, bitch. Look at that. But this thing is... I wasn't really paying much attention. But I thought, oh, Juggernaut. Great. Yeah, not again. I've already bought it like 3 times. I bought the Diamond Select version over the years, then the Marvel version, then the other Marvel version, Toy Biz version, Hasbro version. Do I need another one? Yes, I do need another one. This thing is massive. There was... Yes, Mike, yes, this is how it's done. This is huge. I'm a little concerned about the price. I know Dan Hayden was chatting earlier and was like, so Maximum Hulk is a maximum figure, but this is a regular figure, like a regular deluxe. How is this not Maximum Juggernaut? Now, I shouldn't request that because I'll probably put the price if this was considered Maximum Juggernaut, but this thing surely has to be more expensive than the £60 Maximum Hulk. I personally can't see this being $59.99. I'm seeing this at 70 again. I'm seeing 2. So we might have a bit of uproar when the price gets announced on this. But this just looks... It's pinless. It's fucking huge. Look at it. I don't know. Again, these last 2 reveals are just epic. It almost makes me not want to put it in the Marvel vs. Capcom display. Bin off the other Juggernauts. And this thing can just roam around in the Marvel Legends wardrobe. Because this... oh, my goodness me. Look at the size difference on it. Absolutely massive. Adam, you're obsessed with male bodybuilders. You are almost a male weightlifter. This is a cosplay waiting to happen. You might have a size issue, but look
might
at
have
this.
a size issue. My bread and butter. This, yes, probably my favourite reveal. This or Cap, I can't decide, but amazing. I love it. I love it. My only gripe is that they've just released that Maximum Hulk that I am slowly turning a little bit bitter about, based on the fact it's basically the same Hulk that we've had with the different chest piece. I wish now, if knowing this has happened, I wish they'd done like a bigger, like maximum size scale Hulk that I could pair with this.
This is literally pissing on that Hulk. What was that Hulk about compared to this?
He's going to dwarf, like he'll absolutely dwarf that Hulk. And I don't mind some characters like Abomination and even Juggernaut maybe being like a little bit bigger and bulkier than some of like the leaner versions of the Hulk, but not that much bigger. What a figure. What a figure that is.
Yeah,
it's such a good figure.
Is it too big? Then is it too big? Is it too out of scale with the Marvel Legends then? Actually, are we... is it too big?
I think this one probably would have to stick in the Capcom display because I think he probably is a little bit big for like... Sometimes he's drawn like that, isn't he? Like, I tend on cover art, he tends to be drawn...
How big is he in the game, chat? Let us know in the chat. How is he really this big in the game, and this is a good scale?
Yeah, somebody might have to Google that.
Yeah, we can have the chat will help us, I'm sure, on that one. But it comes with the fact that they plugs on his hand. Again, I think he uses it charging with his head in the game, but from the looks of it, it doesn't actually attach to his head. They just kind of fudged it in, I think, in the promo shot. So I don't think. So I think you have to get a bit of blue tackle. So yeah, that's not attached, is it? That's just. I'm assuming they don't always do stuff that you can't do, but obviously they photoshopped out Cap's stand. So I'm assuming there's a stand on that, and they photoshopped it out. So I don't think it clips onto the head at all. You are going to have to probably get some blue tack or sticky tack and attach that for a bit of photography. I don't think you're going to get it to stay on his head at all. But he's massive there, taking out Cap.
He's huge, yeah.
Well, all you got to do is make a bigger Hulk, really. Just make a bigger Hulk and problem solved. We'll just go to this newer scale.
Exactly. Exactly. Do because it was Smart Hulk in Marvel vs. Capcom, which is my most wanted Marvel Legend. So yes, just do a big Smart Hulk in scale with this, and I'll be well happy.
This was all the rumors, but what if in a year or two there is like a wave 2, and you can get that Smart Hulk in the Smart Hulk in I don't know. That might be we do need a Smart Hulk. We do need a 90s Hulk, don't we? It's
we do. We absolutely do. Yeah. Especially given that R.I.P. by the way, Peter David's just passed.
that was. I didn't believe it at first when I was seeing the post. So I was like, I thought, oh no, a bit of fake news, but no. Yes, rest in peace to legendary comic writer Peter David from the 90s. I do have his omnibuses of the Hulk. They are part of my retirement plan to read, so I haven't got to them yet. But no, that was a bit of shocking news from the past week or so. But look at that. Its arms just like have that. And there he is in his box. Barely fits in his massive box. Marvel's Juggernaut is their main event reveal. Let me end the poll, I remember. And it has just been edged out. So 32% say the 2-packs take it, 27% for Juggernaut, 27% for Schuma-Gorath, and the Fantastic 4-Wave with 12%. So everybody loving the 2 big figures. But I think the sheer volume of decent releases from the Psylocke to the Venom to the Cap to the Wolverine would then edge it. That's what's edged it out slightly in the poll. But I like them big. So this thing it's almost made me think, oh my God, what if Mondo make Juggernaut for the animated series? Because their standard figure is 12-inch. This thing would be.
I was going to say that would be huge.
Astronaut. I wouldn't even want to think what the price would be.
No.
And it would not fit in the new cabinet I've just moved it to. That should be a video coming soon at some point to the channel, because I have moved a lot of the the Mondo figures downstairs, but the cabinets are smaller. So there is Wolverine. There is Wolverine. Wolverine scaled. Actually, it looks all right. It's just your Hulk. It's going to make your Hulk look shite.
Yeah, exactly. That's my only, literally my only complaint is that, yeah, I've when Maximum Hulk was revealed, I was like really optimistic and positive about it, and then you watch the reviews and you realise sort of just how much reuse it is and just how much it doesn't really fit what they portrayed the Maximum line as going to be. So it's become a bit disappointing. And yeah, now standing them next to that, like,
yeah, you're not gonna.
no.
It's not going to hold a candle to that. So there is. They've been not usually. They would usually spread these announcements out, but I guess because it's late, because it's now a full program, they've just gone straight out, sort of here, and announced the whole everything. So you've got 4 2-packs and 2 deluxes, and I believe that is the full range for this Marvel versus Capcom. Don't mention the word Capcom line that we see here, and we see Marrow and Cable as well from their looks from the game at the side. So you can now got to make a decision. Do those 2 go in the comic book display, or if I'm going to do a separate display, do I then have to take them out and put them in the Marvel vs. Capcom display? But that's going to be a big display on its own, because they've not pictured there the Schuma-Gorath figure has not been shown within those figures on the shelf, which will probably take up the space of all of them. So you are going to need a bit of a hefty space if you're going to be doing this, if you are doing it separately.
Would you keep it to just figures that have been released under this line, or would you add like the Cable, the original Iron Man, I think was based off with the big shoulder, the deluxe one that was released with the big shoulder cannon was based on his Capcom. So would you add?
I'm in luck. I bought 2 of them, so I can do.
Right. See
it was initially it was going to be a Gamerverse shelf, because I'd like that new massive Venom from the Spider-Man PS5 game. So I was going to put, I've got the original Gamerverse advanced suit Spidey somewhere in a box, because he was going to be sold, but I might pull him out. And I thought, okay, maybe just do a Gamerverse shelf. But now I'm thinking the art aesthetic, but it might not particularly fit between those and these. So it might have to be a full Marvel vs. Capcom display. And I've been looking, I've moved my sort of Nintendo figures to the side here. So as I work during the day, I look over there and go, do I need to do a Super Smash Bros. Display? So I was looking at some of the figure. It's terrible being a toy collector. You do these things. You're like looking around. Now I'm looking at them in Link from Zelda from Figma. I'm looking at sort of Samus from Metroid, and like, okay, that would go in with the other figures I've got here. Figma are also doing a Solid Snake from Metal Gear. Again, is in Super Smash Bros. My Pokemon stuff's in Super Smash Bros. I think even Sonic's in Super Smash Bros. These days. So now I'm thinking, do I do a Super Smash Bros. Display, Marvel vs. Capcom display? And I've suddenly become a gamer. So look for a Nintendo Switch 2 coming to the channel soon at some point, because I know Cheeky Monkey has been after a Switch, so I don't know. Oh my! Am I now a gamer? I've played one game in like years.
You've played one game. I was going to say, that's it.
I don't know. Yeah, but they can get you in these figures.
That's a very J attitude to life, that though. Like that's a very J attitude to life. Like not really that interested. I've played one game. Now I'm a gamer, and I've got 4 cubes full of game.
The games I have played over the years, we're doing a full gamer stream, is Golden Axe. I've played that for years. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and Streets of Rage used to be one of my favorite games as well. So basically, games that are available on the Sega Mega Drive. So that's kind of my gaming experience. But I can be suckered in by a cool action figure, and then you start researching other things. I've been watching loads of videos on the history of different game franchises the last few nights on YouTube. The things you can find on YouTube. It can keep you busy for days and days and days. There was I think we are nearly there. That must be it. There is a tease. Now, if we get to the tease, look at these. It's a decent lineup, I think, overall.
It's a great lineup. Yeah, it's a really good lineup.
Apart from your complaints about pins, I think there's nothing. It's fantastic. So that is Amazon fan channel as well for Juggernaut, and there is a Green Arrow. Now I do know Green Arrow is a DC character, or it's Dwight's toothpick. So I don't honestly have a Scooby what this Green Arrow is. So I've seen murmurs, I think, in some of the chats about the Dark Avengers Hawkeye or something. but I do not know. So, Adam, what's this?
I'm completely with you. I really don't know. I can't recall like a specific use of a Green Arrow in a comic. So no, I'm utterly at a loss with this one.
These two idiots on the internet have got absolutely nothing for you. So anybody in the chat, let us know before we get out of here, because we have gone through 165 images on Toy Arc in around an hour and a half. So that is not too bad indeed.
Not too shabby at all.
Right, Damien's had a good idea here. Where it said, whatever this number system YouTube is doing, it's given Damien number 1 here, and he's given us his top 3 from the day. So drop your favourites in the chat before we get out of here, and we'll give you our favourites as well. So top 3 of him is Juggernaut, Venom pack, and Thanos pack. So for me, I'm going to have to go for... It's got to be the 2 big boys. So I think Schuma-Gorath takes number 1 just for the obscenity of the size of that figure and the fact we're actually getting one. Juggernaut takes number 2 for me, just for the sheer size of the thing. I love Juggernaut as a character, and that thing is just, that looks like a great action figure. Really, really fun action figure. Always been into my Juggernaut action figures, and that's probably the best one I've ever seen. And number 3, I think it has to be the Venom and Cap 2-pack for me, would take my 3rd place, just because I want that blue Venom in the collection, and that is a pretty good looking pinless upgraded Cap. While Adam has a think, space on the shelf. Hello to Pete. He's a Big Jugs, Thing, and Psylocke. It could be Phil, but that could be his top 3. So Psylocke, the Thing, and Juggernaut. Adam, what you got? Top 3.
Juggernaut first. Cap and Venom second, and my 3rd. Despite not really being that fussed about the Samurai, is the Wolverine and Samurai pack, because I really want that Wolverine, because again he looks like they've made him a little bit stockier, and that iconic sort of like crouched low image, which is how we used to start at the beginning of the game. Yeah, I really want that one.
Yeah. How many Tiger Stripe Wolverines have we bought over the years, people?
I think lots and lots.
I'm just looking around going, there's one there, there's a Mezco one there, there's Marvel Legends. If I turn over there's a Mayfex one. It's like, how many of these things have we actually ended up buying over the years? But you can see my gaming history on the posters I put on the door there. See Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Golden Axe, and Sonic I used to play. And down below we have some representation of the comic book stuff in here. And there's also a Batman and Robin poster and a Star Wars poster on the bottom for all the stuff that is at the side of me. So Justin's come in with top 3. Schuma-Gorath, number 1, Jugs, and Venom and Cap 2-pack. Justin, we are twinsies, apparently, because we have the exact same figures in the exact same order as well. And the only guess we've got on here is a tank gun piece or something that fits in the vehicle, is Damien's guess on the mystery tease. So I think we are still none the wiser on the mystery tease itself. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed the live stream. As I said, there will be more live streams to come this evening. Dan Who will be live with Displayed Once this evening around 8:15. As a friend in the chat there, Justin Collects will be live at the weekend around 2 a.m. UK time. And when will I be live again? Well, if I jump over here, I can control my own mouse at this time during the stream. It'll probably be next Wednesday then, probably either around the same time. I might have to do a pre-recorded video, or I may be able to do it live, just depending on the work schedule. But there'll be definitely coverage next week as we kick off Yo Joe June. Now, we've not had a G.I. Joe stream in quite a while, so God knows what they're going to show to us. It's HasLab-ish time. Are we going to get a HasLab? I'm thinking we might not get one this year. I don't know. But if you have ordered a G.I. Joe Rattler, emails are starting to say that thing's going to get shipped in June and July. So I've got a massive 33-inch aeroplane coming to the collection at some point as well.
Which I was thinking last time I was at your house. I thought, do you know what this is really missing? It's really missing a big 33-inch aeroplane.
If this house is missing anything, it's a big 33-inch aeroplane.
33-inch aeroplane.
And is he live tonight? Yes, the best voice on YouTube, Encountered Culture. So Kenny will be live tonight. Justin is confirming there. He's sometimes live on a Friday night. Sometimes it's a Thursday night. Friday night's more convenient for my watching schedule. So Friday night, Kenny, but he might be live tonight. It's usually around midnight UK time, you can tune in for Encountered Culture as well. Hopefully, I can be able to jump on with Kenny at some time. He does it on a Friday night, and I'm still awake, because I think that'd be a fun one to go on. I tried to jump on with Justin, but it's usually after the wrestling, about 4 a.m. I've tried to jump on that stream when we are not asleep in bed. But yeah, Yojo June coverage to come next week. I've built the Avengers Lego tower, so I need to probably do a video on that. So there will be some videos popping up throughout the course of the week. I can see everybody saying goodbye in the chat. Yes, there we are. Great stream. Thank you all for watching. Yeah, it's been a solid day of Marvel Legends releases.
Really good.
So whether you're an MCU collector or for once the Gamerverse stuff, I think is perfectly fine for your comic book collectors. Some really good stuff. So I suppose I've shown you a thing. So one last time, what a filthy stream it's been. Hashtag filthy on the replay. So if you're watching live, get in the comment section now to hashtag filthy to say you've watched this whole stream through to the end. If you've made it on the replay as well to the end, please, as I say, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit that like, share the video. I think it's been a fun stream talking all things Marvel Legends. Now I've got to go to a different tab and find some form of end screen. So, Adam, where can they find you online, sir?
Find me on Instagram at figurecave.collectibles.
There he is, Instagram at figurecave.collectibles for all things Batman, but no female action figures. Hi, I've been Jay. This has been Jay's Toy Collection UK, and we'll of course see you on the next one.